Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Oldish TV. This one is being done in partnership with Real Life Renos, which is one of our sister brands. I'm happy to welcome all of you here. My name is Karen Brown. For those of you who haven't joined us before, we have lots and lots of episodes in our archive. So if there's anything at all you want to know about, you can just go back through Facebook or YouTube and check out our archives. But today, we're going to do the first part of a two-parter on things that I wish we would pay more attention to in 2021. Now, some of these issues around the house are things that you can do yourself. Some of them are things that will be of interest to those of you who are building. Others will be of interest to those of you who are looking to renovate or even to move altogether. But they are all things that will help us with the aging process and that will help us have our real life be a better life. So let's get started with this. Now, let me first switch here and tell you that one of the things that I am very interested in is the size of countertops. We accept countertops as whatever default size the counters come in or our contractors build them in. They're not always the best, though. Sometimes they are too high for us to get good leverage when we are cutting something or perhaps baking and rolling out bread or a pie crust, whatever it is that we're doing. Sometimes they're too low for the activities that we need to accomplish. There's no height set in stone, so you get to have the counter height that works best for you. Let me show you one. Now, here's a place that I was at about a year ago, not quite, but about a year ago. And this home is used by a wheelchair user who lives with her family. She has a very tall husband. I think he's 6 feet something, 6'3", 6'4", and two teenage children. So they all have different requirements for counter height. You can see in the lower counter height, the wooden one, that is where Julie, who is the homeowner in a wheelchair, this is where she spends a lot of her time when she's at the counter. It's the perfect height for her to chop vegetables. It's the perfect height for her to set up her computer and get some work done. Whereas the one next to it, the counter next to it, is taller. And that's a better height for her husband. You'll notice that that taller counter includes the microwave for her, and you will see over on the white wall above the oven is a microwave that is more suited to her husband's height. Isn't that interesting? So, you get to really do anything that you want to do with your counter heights. So if you are looking to renovate your kitchen or if you're building a home, take that into consideration. Go around with a measuring tape. I can tell you that's what Julie does. She goes around with a measuring tape and she measures how tall things need to be or how short in order to be comfortable and functional for her. So that's a really great tip. The next thing on my list is the elimination of area and throw rugs. Now, this is something you can do at home. They are such a hazard for trips and slips and falls. I know some of you will have throw rugs that were gifted to you by a grandmother or some other loving relative. Here's my suggestion for you. Turn them into art and hang them on a wall. They are a great decoration. They are also a really terrific sound baffler. So if you need, a little bit of the echo taken down in a room, less echoing is because of things that are on the wall that can absorb those sounds, as well as what's on the floor. But picking up throw rugs is a really good thing that you can do for yourself right now, and it costs nothing. That's the second thing. The third thing on my list is, again, for somebody who is doing some renovations or some building, even if it's a room by room sort of thing, the electrical outlets can be higher and the light switches can be lower. You don't have to be reaching down so far to plug things in. I mean, I cannot tell you how many times I have gone to plug something in and I'm practically bending myself in half to reach. As people get older and their range of motion declines, it would be helpful to have electrical plugs a little higher. I can tell you that in Europe, where I have a brother who lives and I travel there quite a bit, um, their plugs are higher. Just naturally, they're higher. I was told by a colleague that electrical outlets positioning used to be determined by the height of a hammer. The contractor would take the hammer and stand it upright from the floor, and that's where the electrical outlet went. And that way, all along the way, the outlets were guaranteed to be the same height, which is visually pleasing. Terrific. They can be visually pleasing and the same height higher as well. And that will be better for you. So if that's something that you're looking at doing some renovations, make sure that those electrical plugs are at a height that's functional for you, whether you're in a wheelchair or if you use some other mobility device like a cane or a walker. Get out your measuring tape. Figure out what your area of motion is. So how far down can you reach from your standing position? How far up can you reach? You know, that area is the area in which all of those services should be constructed. Okay, so that's a good thing. The next thing is pull down shelves. Now, I know that upcoming we have a show that we're shooting on Real Life Renos on pull down shelves. It includes pull down shelves, and I am so excited to see them and even more excited to show them to you. This is just going to be terrific. This is something that I know we used to be able to get on a special order basis from, I believe it was Denmark. I used to have a friend who had a franchise that would do that. But now this contractor is going to show us how he uses them. Cannot wait to show you. So I'll let you know when that show comes up. For those of you who don't know, Real Life Renos is a video program that I am mounting through the umbrella company of Reno Studios, which is now producing the oldish TV shows and will be producing Real Life Renos and the accompanying podcasts as well. Yes, we've grown. We have grown. So I will let you know when that comes up. It will be available to you, no problem. Now, the next thing I want to talk to you about is curbless showers. Again, this is something that is just the standard way of building in Europe and in South America, and I believe in Mexico as well. Just standard. For some reason, we in North America have not really embraced this, but curbless showers are a really good thing. If you're in a wheelchair, you absolutely need a curbless shower. However, if you're using any kind of mobility device, it's helpful not to have to make that step. Have you ever had sciatica? Oh my gosh, if you have never had sciatica, you don't want it. But for those of you who have had it, you will know that stepping up and over anything is literally a pain in the hoo-hoo. So you don't want to do it. A curbless shower is a good thing. And there are ways of doing it. No, water is not going to go all over the place, but let me show you some examples here. Let's go back to our presentation. And that is the counter. There we go. Now here's a curbless shower. Bear with me. I've got to just pull back a little bit to show you that this is curbless because it's a very, oh gosh, if I can get this. Well, it's a very tiny room, but you can see the exterior wall right here beside it. I don't know if I can get this up any higher for you. There we go. That's about as high as I can get it. So you can see it's a very small room, but the shower can accommodate a wheelchair, and you can see the drain. That drain that is in the middle there, that's how the water is taken away. And there is probably a 2% slope on the shower that takes all the water down. Yes, you can still put a curtain up there or a glass door. You can do whatever it is that you wish, but it is really the very best thing that you can do for yourself so that you don't have to step over. I've got lots of other pictures here. Let me show you. Here's another one. This is a beauty. Now you can see these people obviously went all in and did their shower. So you can see the glass partition and the shower handle. Now, this is another really good thing. You see where the shower, the on-off knob is located? And you can see where the shower head is located. It's just further into the shower. So what this means, and this is especially important for somebody who uses mobility devices, is that you can turn the water on and set the temperature before you have to go in and stand or sit under the water flow. No more of those cold yahoos or hot yippee yells. You can do it from outside the shower. And so this is something, if you're building any kind of a bathroom shower, this is something that you should consider. The plumber has to do it, but by default, they don't do it. You can ask them to do it. They probably don't know that they can offer that to you. But if you know that they can do it, you can ask for it. Okay, so that is a really good example. Now here's another one. Let's just go over to this one. Oh, this is a beauty. So this is obviously a family. Somebody needs a tub and somebody wants to have or needs to have a curbless shower. So no water is going to get out of that one. As you can see, the doors both close, but they open on a wide enough range that a wheelchair can get in there. So that is a real beauty. That's a beautiful shower. Here is another one. There you can see this one. Now again, all white. This is probably not a color combination that I would elect. More on that in part 2 next week. I'm going to show you a little bit about colors. But this week, this is a really nice shower. I am going to guess that this is not a shower for a wheelchair because you would need a 5x5 area. This is just something that somebody has built because it's lovely. And it is. It's really lovely. Okay. Now we go on to houses without curbs and steps. This is another really important thing to look at. You know, builders, again, by default, will not do that. But you can ask them to. You can ask them to build you a home without stairs. This is not just for somebody who is in a wheelchair. If you think about it, how many times have you moved into a place and hauled couches up and down stairs? How many times do you have arms laden with groceries and you've got to go up the stairs? How many of you have tried to help a toddler who's just learning to walk essentially, but do stairs and wish that you didn't have to do stairs? You don't have to do stairs. I don't know why they seem to be the default thing, but again, that trend is slowly changing, and you can ask your contractor to do it for you. Now, here it is. These pictures, by the way, are from, there are several homes I'm going to show you, and these are from a builder called Homes by Prodigy. It's in the States, but you can go to their website and you can look at accessible house plans with no stairs. That's what they have. So accessibility is not really something that, you know, you think of accessibility and you think that, oh, well, you know, I'm not in a wheelchair, I don't need that. Everybody needs that. Everybody needs it. I mean, you may or may not have toddlers in your life. Do you have an elderly person who comes to visit you? How much easier would their life be if they could get in and out of your home without having to do stairs? Are you somebody who's in your 50s and you're building your forever home or renovating your current home? Think about how long you want to stay there and the features that you will benefit from if your home works better with your needs 10, 15, 20, 25 years down the road. No steps is the way to go. It does not decrease your home value. It actually increases your home value because if you go to sell it, if and when, your home is now suited to a wider variety of people. Think about that. So this home, this is beautiful. This is just beautiful. It's a smaller home, just lovely. Here's another one, a little bit bigger house, but still, no steps. You can just walk right into that house without climbing a step. There's not even an entry step. There's a threshold. Now, you can do away with thresholds too. If your contractor doesn't know how to do that, how to bury the threshold, find a contractor who does to instruct them, or have your contractor figure out how to do it because it is absolutely doable. Here's another one. This is a bit bigger home with columns and the whole 9 yards. It looks like it's in a subdivision. There's one. This is just so doable, and they're beautiful. It doesn't look odd without a step, does it? I don't think it looks odd at all. Now, a lot of people will tell you that the stairs are there to prevent snow and water from coming in, but there are ways to deal with that. These are contractors. They know how to do this. They know how to do it. There's another one. See, aren't they beautiful? Actually, I think that's the same house. If I go back, I don't know, no, different house, but looks like it's in this, well, it's by the same builder, of course. Might be in the same subdivision. Isn't that beautiful? Those are just absolutely gorgeous houses, and you can do that. It hasn't anything to do with how things should or shouldn't be built, how they can or can't be built. It is doable. And it is something, as I say, that is matter of fact in some places. You can do it here. And if you are bold and take that step, you will be surprised at how many people will say to you, wish I had thought of that because it makes so much sense. It does. It just makes sense. So there you go. I'm going to leave you with those ideas today. And as I said, we're going to share this broadcast with our sister channel, Real Life Renos, next week. Stay tuned for part 2, where we will take a look at some more things from my wish list for 2021. But until then, I wish you all a wonderful day. Have a great time. Look after one another. Look after yourselves. And do remember that it takes a village to age a senior. Bye, everybody.